How did you learn English, just in general?
It's kind of like a funny story.
In addition to traditional education system about English, what did you do? こんにちは、こんばんは、おはようございます。どうも、バンシです。今日の動画では、外国人の皆さんにどうしてあなたは英語を話せるのか聞いてみました。それでは動画行ってみましょう。Hello!
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. So today I'm here with
Sophia.
Sophia
Juan
and
Carlos.
thank you for having your time, Carlos and Sophia. So where are you guys from?
Mexico.
Mexico City.
Mexico City and
Guadalajara.
okay, sure. So I mean, we have a best friend from the Mexico, so we know of Mexico maybe a little bit. So yeah, so today's topic is I just want to ask a question about learning English. Yeah, of course, Japanese people has been learning English for about like over 10 years in the education system, but most likely they won't be able to speak English. How did you learn English, just in general?
It's kind of like a funny story
Okay.
because I actually didn't know any English before coming to Canada, right? So I was born in Mexico and then I came here when I was 14. So back in Mexico, I didn't really learn that much English, just like vocabulary. But I didn't know how to put words together, right? So it wasn't until I came here, I was just thrown into school and I was just kind of like forced to learn. And it kind of took me a while. It took me like about like 2 years to feel comfortable, speaking. Sometimes I'm a bit shy. So I feel like it was kind of like hard at first to like let myself go. But then after like 2 years of like being surrounded by people who speak English, I was able to learn it. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I mean, like, you approve this interview, so you are not shy anymore, or your personality about English is a little bit different from Spanish one. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my personality does change between languages. Yeah, I mean, now that I feel more comfortable speaking English, I feel like I'm more outgoing. But at first, I was pretty shy. Yeah.
Sure. So thank you, Sophia. And so how about Carlos?
On the other side, I'm a lot shy. I'm very shy. I'm currently a tourist. I'm here for 2 weeks,
okay.
so I don't really practice much English. But I learned in elementary school and grammar, conversation. But I don't really have time to practice with other people. So it's like very difficult to me, like to come here in Canada and have interactions like in stores or fast food. But I'm trying my best to communicate. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I mean, you're doing your best to communicate now in front of camera. So I'm so glad. So next question is, so if you don't mind to ask, like, what is English education system in Mexico? Maybe Carlos mentioned a little bit. If you don't mind, could you answer a little bit more in detail?
I mean, I feel like you know more than
Okay.
me.
Okay, sure.
Well, I went to private school, so English was like essential class, but we didn't take the time to have so much detail. Yeah, and I don't feel like I learned a lot of in school, like more in YouTube videos and social networks and other stuff rather than in school. Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you. So you make an effort to improve your English.
Yeah.
So okay, gotcha. So how about Sophia? So after you coming here, in addition to like just ordinary education system, did you do something to improve your English, like to be outgoing, or did you go to like pub to learn English, improve your English? Like, is there anything you try to do?
I mean, I feel like at the beginning I was more surrounded by international people because I feel like I felt more comfortable being around people who English was also their second language. So in that way, I kind of relaxed that I know they also were going through the same thing. So I feel like that really helped me. But other than that, I feel like no, not really. I was just kind of trying to live my life and just trying to understand what the teacher was saying. Because sometimes, like the first few days that I was in school, I was like, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, just little by little, I started to get it. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So when I first came here, I was on the same situation. Totally, I can understand what you say. Okay, so last question is, I just want to ask advice from you guys. You know, if you have like any advice, is there anything you can say to Japanese English learners?
I would say that don't worry too much about being perfect and
Being
just like
perfect.
saying everything correctly. Like, for instance, I've been speaking English for 10 years and I still make a lot of mistakes. I still have an accent. And at first I felt kind of self-conscious about it because I wanted to sound like a native. And now I'm just kind of not worrying too much about it and just allowing myself to communicate. That's what language is about. It's just communicating. So you don't really have to say everything perfectly or sound like a native to, talk to people, make connections. So yeah, just go for it. Don't try to be too perfect, strict to yourself. Yeah. So.
Well, I would recommend to people in Japan that if you have the opportunity to go out there, take it and interact with another people, and that's the best advice I can give. Put yourself out there.
Okay, sure. So definitely this kind of conversation help Japanese English learners to learn more English. So thank you for having your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
It. Wait, what was your name?
Aki.
Aki.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
I'm good. So today I'm here with
Jessie.
Jessie
Valentina.
Valentina. Nice to meet you, Jessie and Valentina. So today I want to ask a question about your time when you learning English. So first question is, how did you learn English?
Well, I'm starting school.
Yeah.
In my school, we all the time learn about the other language.
Uh-huh.
So I start from there.
Yeah, same as my friend. I started in school. There was a subject like was in English, and a lot of subjects also were in English. And then I don't know, listening to music, movies, and coming here, of course.
Yeah, coming here, of course. So okay, sure. So next question is, what's your English education system look like in your country?
Okay. You first.
For example, do you guys have like a grammar class, or do you guys have like a conversational class in the school? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think you start with a grammar.
Yeah.
They show you about the easier part, but I think in my personal comment, I think it's when you start to a conversation with someone else because the grammar it's not that important when you talk with somebody else. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, in my case, I think it's the same with books. Oh, a lot of books when I was in my school, like grammar and those activities. But I think it didn't help that much. More like conversations and maybe presentations and be comfortable or be confident to start speaking in English.
Okay, sure. Gotcha. I mean, when I was on the same situation, I did the same things. Yeah, in addition to traditional education system, I watched tons of YouTube. I tried to make a conversation as well. So yeah, gotcha. So next question is maybe you might answer it, but in addition to traditional education system about English, what did you do? Like, did you watch tons of movies, or did you talk to somebody?
Well, I was really shy because
Yeah.
my English is not good at all. But I think I start here when I have to talk because if not, I'm never, nothing, no, I mean, nobody's gonna understand me. So I think it's when you have to.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, and that's the way I start to talk and
Okay.
improve my English.
Sure. Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe same. I was able to understand because I listened a lot of music in English. I like it, movies as well. But then, like you can understand, but you cannot speak, and the only way to be able to speak is speaking. It's like trying.
Yeah.
So same when I came here, I had to. My school, my work, everything was in English, and it was not like way out. I had to speak English, and I start, and it's just practice and be confident to do it because it's hard, but it's possible.
Okay, sure. So being exposed yourself to like an English environment, like here in Vancouver, is very, very helpful for you
Yeah.
guys to learn and improve your English
And I
conversation.
think Vancouver is good to learn because you know people from any place.
Yeah,
So I think you can learn English, Japanese, or whatever you want. So I
Spanish
think
as well.
it's
Spanish.
Spanish.
yeah.
You have to learn Spanish.
Okay, gotcha. I will learn Spanish later. So, last question is there any advice for Japanese English learners from my opinion? Is there any advice for them to learn English?
I don't understand your question again.
Okay, so like for example, like if you have somebody like your friend from Japan, he's asking question like you. Like, is there any advice for me to improve my English? Is there any advice for them?
Well, I think it's just try
Just
to,
try.
to speak. It's the only way you can learn.
Okay.
You can go to class, but if you don't do it in the real life, it's impossible to do it.
Do it.
Yeah, like try it, speak out. If you like make a mistake, it's not gonna be like you are not gonna die for making mistakes at all. Just try it, and also make friends from another countries. Because sometimes, of course, you are comfortable with Japanese people in this case, or like Spanish speakers. But try it. It's not that bad, and the world is huge, and you can learn a lot of things. So just go for it and believe in yourself.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Very appreciated. Thank you for having your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
はい、皆さん今日の動画いかがでしたでしょうか。このインタビューでも分かったみたいに、英語を話すためにはやっぱり誰かと英語で話すっていうことが大事ですし、またこの英語を話すことによって多文化の違いであったりだとか自分の成長っていうのもできるっていうことが分かりました。このワイン誌ではカナダ・バンクーバーにてインタビュー動画を上げています。また僕たち他の SNS、TikTok や Instagram もやってるので、もしよかったらフォローの方もよろしくお願いします。またですね、このバイン誌では皆さんが聞きたいトピックをこれから聞いていきたいと思います。なので、もしよかったらコメント欄でも教えてください。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。バイバーイ。